they move it too? Trib Live High School Sports Network is the official video and audio streaming partner of the WPIAL. We broadcast over 2,000 sporting events each year and cover 17 sports in over 170 schools. At HSSN, you'll find the latest in high school sports news, live and archive broadcasts, scores, standings, and much more. Trib Live High School Sports Network, your high school sports leader. All season, every season.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAT.
Gold heading back to Lawrence County.
Your home for the County of Champions.
Swing and a miss! A no-hitter in the WPIAL championship game!
The Mohawk Warriors have knocked off the four-time defending champion and are champions again.
The Shenango Wildcats are the WPIAL champions!
Elwood City, WPIAL champions for the first time in school history.
Cox with it. Cox all the way in the jam again. The Red Hurricanes storming their way to another title. Swing and a miss. A one-hit masterpiece.
Turn. Fake it to Maples, keeping himself, coming near side. Can they hit him? No! I think he got in! He did! Will he get it? Won the state championship!
Strike three called. Put another notch in the belt for Laurel Spartans three-peat.
And Neshannock is the 2021 2A Girls Champion.
Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you from Jack Critchfield Park here at Slippery Rock University for some high school baseball. The Lawrence County SportsNet powered by LCAT. Game 2 of the doubleheader. Neshannock against Shenango. You see the score line from Game 1. The third and final hit giving the game winner to Neshannock 5-4 in the opener here today. Game 2 of the section opener doubleheader coming your way momentarily here at lcsportsnet.com. Glad to bring you coverage here on the Lawrence County SportsNet and the Trib Live High School Sports Network. I'm James Dotson. Mark Means alongside, ready to get things underway here. Mark, glad to have you on board as well. Welcome to the County of Champions, the Lawrence County SportsNet. It's good to be here. My roots are in Western Pennsylvania, so it's good to be back home. And back home we are. We're ready to get this one underway, which means we're going to have to clear the scoreboard and get things back going again. But looking at that first game, Mark, where we were able to catch the tail end of it live, but Neshannock in that game took advantage of walks early, got a 4-run lead, but credit to the defending champion Shenango. District champions didn't go away without a fight, came back and tied it, but in the bottom of the 7th inning, it's Neshannock that ends up with the walk-off victory.
What a great game it was to start off this season. We saw some great defensive plays, but just able to continue to fight and claw and get a big victory in Game 1.
We'll take a look at the starting lineups here momentarily, but teams will flip sides, and it'll be Neshannock now as the visitors to play or to bat first, just like they finished in the first game. Only 3 hits in that game, Mark, but you find ways to win even without getting a lot of runs across the board. That's a testament of a quality team, and you're going to see 2 quality teams here today.
Well, finding a way to manufacture runs, take advantage of being able to move runners up on the base pass, go first to third, whatever it takes to get some runs on the board.
Starting on the hill for this second game, we'll talk about all the crazy pitching rules. It'll be a lefty, or not the lefty, excuse me, the righty, Braden D'Angelo, who was 6-0 last year, really as the number 3 or 4 pitching option, but a quality option that was used throughout the course of the year. So when you have a pitching staff that's going to be very stretched thin in these opening games, talk about some great experience to be able to bring out onto the diamond here for this game.
When you've got the depth in pitching, especially early on in the season, when you really haven't faced an opposing lineup, it's going to be a huge advantage for any team.
With that, we'll get it underway. We'll get the starting lineup for Neshannock batting. It'll be Colton Schaefer to lead off. Watching the first pitch in there for ball 1. Schaefer is the DH hitting first. J.R. Prosson batting second. The second baseman, Nate Wynn, the catcher, hits third. Grant Meldo, the pitcher, in the cleanup spot. Get the rest of the call here after this pitch. Misses high. 2-0 the count. Mello, the pitcher, hitting 4th. Andrew Fry, first baseman, hits 5th. Don Cabellas, the center fielder, hitting 6th. Jack Leese, the shortstop, 7th. Jake Lynn, third baseman, hits 8th. And Luke Gleese, the left fielder, hitting 9th. And the fielder will be Robert Gleese as the right fielder. Schaefer, the DH, hitting for him. 2-1 the count here as we get things underway. D'Angelo toes the rubber and delivers. Swung on and missed. Schaefer, the DH, because, well, the arm has been kind of shut down for a little bit here, unfortunately, for the senior.
Good to be able to get in, get some at-bats, despite the fact you can't show off the arm.
He's going to be one of the top pitching options for this Neshannock team. He is still able to bat. This one lifted in foul territory to right field, but it will drift out of play down the right field line. The outfield from right to left, Grayson Hooks, Benny Santangelo, and Hunter Lively. On the infield, Adam Bryant at first, Caden Cook at second, Zach Hurd at third, Tyler Cameron the shortstop. And it's the Braden combination. Braden Ziegler behind the dish, Braden D'Angelo on the bump. 2-2 now the count here. We'll try to keep count of those pitches throughout the course of the game as well. 6-pitch delivery, foul back right at us. Heads up to our camera person, Rachel Bowen, doing the duties today, and thought we'd be protected right here, but maybe not. That one hit the awning right above us and came almost straight down on Rachel's head. Count remains 2-2. This one swung on and lifted towards deep center field. Santangelo giving chase. Plenty of room and makes the over-the-shoulder catch. About 375 in the power alley and had plenty of room to track it down for the first out of the game.
Did a nice job getting, anticipating that ball to win, definitely pushing things toward the left, and he was able to get over quickly, camp under it, and make the play.
So one down in the top of the first inning of game 2. Again, the first game, a 5-4 walk-off victory for Neshannock. J.R. Prosson drew 2 walks in that game. He bats second here. 11 total walks drawn by Neshannock. He's first pitch swinging here. 2-hopper to Cameron at short, and the D1 prospect, like a vacuum cleaner, makes it 2 up, 2 down.
Now batting number 23, Nate Wynn.
Nate Wynn, the catcher, will hit next, but Tyler Cameron going to Chipola College in Florida, one of the top programs in the nation there, Mark, and we've been seeing this kid, not the biggest kid in the world, but man, he's got some power. We'll see him batting second on the other side, but also showing off the work in the infield. Rind watching the first pitch, breaking ball in for strike 1. Another breaking ball, and quickly up 0-2.
First couple of batters, he struggled with that breaking ball, but he seemed to have found a good release point the last 2.
I'll tell you what, first 2 pitches were balls. It's now been 8 straight thrown as strikes. This one, as soon as I say that, down in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strike count. We'll try to keep the pitch count best as we can on your screen. Number 100 pitches in the regular season is the limit. And what's interesting is the pitchers in the first game, if they were under that 100 pitch threshold, they can continue in this game because it is the same calendar day. It's a very unique setup with this doubleheader. Breaking ball, chopped towards short, can be taken on the run by Cameron. Throw across the diamond is low and scooped well by Adam Bryant for the third out of the inning. Neshannock retired in order to start the game. We'll head to the bottom of the first inning. We'll flip the page and take a look at the starting 9 for Shenango. Hunter Lively, the left fielder, leads off. Tyler Cameron, shortstop, batting second. Pitcher Braden D'Angelo hits third. Tino Campoli, the second baseman, he was the starting pitcher in the first game. He is the cleanup hitter. Zach Hurd, the third baseman. Braden Ziegler, the catcher. And 7, 8, 9, Adam Bryant, Benny Santangelo, and Grayson Hooks for the Shenango Wildcats, now at 0-1 after their loss earlier here today. Again, about 20 minutes between games just for the players to get a little something to eat, get warmed back up. Mark, a very interesting scenario with these doubleheaders to be able to make this sort of thing happen. Kudos to both Coach Kelly and Coach Colero to make this game happen today as they did.
Yeah, absolutely. Weather conditions always a factor here early on in the season, and to come to a facility like this and have a chance to get 2 games in. We've got the lights on already here for game number 2, and getting the season underway here quickly.
Grant Melder, who actually already has a win under his belt this year, again, just a half hour ago, he was the third pitcher to throw in the game for Neshannock. He pitched the 7th inning, no runs, no hits, did give up a walk in that inning, but he's credited with the win after the Lancers were able to get the game-winning hit in extra innings. And I think the big difference there, especially early in the year, it's walks and errors. The first inning for Shenango defensively went walk, error, and the Shenango capitalized with 4 runs. Big difference here. You come right in, you throw strikes, and you get out 1, 2, 3. I mean, the Shenango only had 3 hits in the first game, Mark, so you got to be saying already, if you're Shenango, we're already a big step ahead of where we were in game 1.
Yeah, it's all about just settling in, getting that first game in. The first inning of the year is always tough, and when you've been anticipating playing for a couple of days, and you finally be able to get out here and face some competition.
Grant Melder will be pitching. Nate Rind will be behind the dish. The rest of the infield from left to right. Jake Rind at third base. Jack Gleese at short. J.R. Prosson at second. Andrew Fry at first. And the outfield from left to right. Luke Gleese, Don Cadellis, and Rob Gleese. So if you think we've stuttered a little bit, no, we have not. There are all 3 Gleeses out there in the outfield. The fourth of the quadruplets, Jenna, I'm sure she'd try to be out there to play with the boys if she could, but I believe she's still playing softball as well. But fun moment here for the Gleese family, to be able to see all 3 boys out here on the field together in game number 1 of the season, or game number 2, of the year. So leading off will be Hunter Lively, a .385 hitter from a year ago, to kick things off for Shenango in the bottom of the first inning. The first pitch high and outside from Melder. Like Lively as a leadoff hitter, kind of worked his way into it. He watches another one up high. You see this a lot. Players who are the 9-hole hitter 1 year, the second leadoff guy, now moves into the top dog position. Working quickly as Melder, 2-1 now the count. And there's a nice little transition you can work with there, Mark, going from 9 spot to the 1 spot. Swung on and missed, count even at 2-2.
And we see a lot of teams use that almost like a double leadoff hitter, and you kind of get comfortable flipping the lineup card and move back to the top of the lineup the next year.
Breaking ball foul down the left field line. Almost hits one of the passing cars here at Slippery Rock. Melder, who, again, pitched in that first game about 20 pitches. Don't have the official number on us. We'll see if we can track that down and add that to his official count for the day. 2-2 pitch swung on and missed, so the first strikeout of the game. And we'll have now coming up Tyler Kammerer, who had a big game, big season last year for Kammerer, the shortstop. Had a 2 RBI triple in that first game to add on to the 32 that he had last year, and is again going to be considered one of the lead dogs of this Cats team, according to Coach Larry Kelly. The right-handed batter steps in there, and first one hits him on the elbow pad. So 1 pitch, and he's our first base runner of this afternoon contest. Tell you what, the sun went down, the wind picked up a little bit, and it has gotten a little bit chilly out there, Mark.
Yeah, temperature has definitely gone down. You like that at bat. He stands in close to the plate, didn't hesitate, took the breaking ball off the elbow, and down to first he went.
Got the pad on there for a reason. That's why I said left-handed Braden D'Angelo. He throws right-handed, bats lefty, does the 3-hitter. He watches the first pitch ball miss away. Cameron with 12 stolen bases a year ago. Keep an eye on him, and gave a little fake towards second base there. Count now 2-0. D'Angelo at 24 ribbies last year for the state runner-up Wildcats. Watches the count go to 3-0.
Just not getting a good release point on the fastball. Just seems to sail away from the hitters in this first inning.
Especially once he's moved here to the stretch. All 4 pitches basically in the same spot there, Mark. What kind of adjustment does Melder need to make?
It seems like the release point is just a little bit late on the fastball. If he continues to follow through on the mechanics, bring the arm forward, that should bring the ball back into the zone.
So that'll bring up cleanup hitter Tino Campoli. Glad to see Campoli back there. On the hill in the first game, and back there on the field at all after missing all of last season with an injury. Melder checks the runner at second base. Much better release point, much better follow through. Maybe rushing with the fast runner at first base on those in that previous at bat, Mark, but a good job to settle down here.
Yeah, he's really slowed down his mechanics, kind of got his release point found on the off speed.
This one high and inside. Count goes to 1-2 to Campoli, who probably would have been a full-year starter in baseball if not for the injuries that he had suffered over the course of his career. I think I'm glad to see he's back out there on the field. Runner goes, breaking ball misses well inside. Wren fires down to third to his brother, and off the bag again. We saw it in the first game, an overslide at third base, and that's just sometimes a product of not being used to the turf. It happened in game one, and this one, a caught stealing as a result.
Yeah, catcher made a little bit of a high throw towards the outside of the bag, but I've seen that a couple of times with this turf surface where they slid right through the bag. It's a good job by the third baseman to keep the tag down.
Count now 2-2 with 2 down. This one fouled back into the screen. Count will remain at 2-2. Mentioned the Grease twins. That was brother to brother. Junior Nate throwing the younger brother Jake at third. Breaking ball. Grounder towards second base, bobbled by Crossan, but the senior stays with it and gets the 4-3 putout to end the inning. 2 free passes, but a caught stealing, and one runner left on base. We're through one complete, tied at 0. Back in a moment. It's WPIAL Baseball here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAT.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapies necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between, let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
Here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAT. Apologize for the sound issues there in the first inning. Hopefully we can get those squared away as Neshannock will send 4, 5, 6 hitters up to the plate for the second inning. Melder, Fry, and Kubelis due up now for Neshannock. First pitch missing outside here in the top of the second inning. Melder led off the scoring in the first game with a sacrifice fly in that big first inning for the Neshannock Lancers in the first game. Again, a 5-4 victory for Neshannock in the opener of this doubleheader. And again, fun to be able to get these games underway as the count now runs to 3-0 with the back-to-back doubleheader setup that the WPIAL has here, Mark. It makes it increasingly difficult. You got to get your games in as quickly as you can, and rather than one team maybe having to play a doubleheader somewhere else, they said, let's go play on an all-turf field. Neither team gets a home field advantage. I think that works quite nicely.
Yeah, just the big key early on is just getting games in, and playing at a field like this definitely helps.
And that one would have been ball 4, but it ends up hitting Melder anyway, so leadoff batter on base, and if you're Coach Kelly, you know that's kind of the worst case scenario. Saw it too often in that first game. Too many walks, too many errors will kill you.
11 walks in the first game. First pitch swinging, and another one hits right off the awning right above us as Andrew Fry up to bat. He actually pitched a couple innings in relief in that first game as well. Wouldn't be surprised if we see him back on the bump here in game 2. D'Angelo now working from the stretch. Decent lead by Melder at first base. Another one missing upstairs for a ball.
I like the call to go to the fastball there. It looked like Fry was on the breaking ball, just a little bit out in front, fouling it straight back.
Throw over, and runner was picked off, but the ball goes into right field. This is going to be an error that's going to allow Melder to get all the way to third base. So Melder dead to rights, caught leaning, but the error moves him all the way around the bags.
Just caught him leaning off the back foot, and the throw sailed from D'Angelo and able to turn the corner at second and get all the way down to third.
So the first Neshannock base runner of the game, now very much in scoring position. The infield's now going to come halfway in. 1-1, grounded right at the shortstop, and again Melder caught in no man's land. Camera throw back to third base and gets the lead runner. 6-5 on the putout to retire Melder.
It's good fundamental baseball. Make the play, look the runner back. You saw him off the bag, and you're able to make the play your third baseman to get that runner out of scoring position.
Now brings up Jack Lease, who was the hero in the first game, though, in talking to Coach Q before the game. Definitely could have been a different scenario. First pitch swinging here, lifts one in for his third hit of the day. Had 2 in the first game, now another one here. That's the first hit of the game for either team, but to finish the thought there, Mark, he was on third base in the bottom of the first inning, bases loaded. The starting pitcher was struggling. It was a 2-0 count and got a little bit too far off the bag, ended up getting picked off. Could have been an even bigger inning for Neshannock in that game, but makes amends for it with the game-winning RBI hit to end that first game. Hot streak for Jack Lease, 3 hits now in this game. Now stepping up to the plate is Jake Rind, and we have another first pitch swing. This one lifted towards shallow right field, and it's going to drop in. Fry had to hold up it as he wasn't sure if it was going to get caught, so he'll hold it third, and it's now bases full Lancers.
Reason that momentum they had coming off of the last game, able to come right back here in the second inning and load the bases with just 1 out.
So now Cabellas, so a little bit of a lineup switch as Coach Q caught us off guard there. Cleese and Rinn moved their way up. Cabellas now, after the back-to-back singles, the freshman hitting with the bases loaded. Again, infield in, first pitch swinging again. This one lifted towards shallow left. Lively's going to settle under it. Makes the catch, but he's working backwards, so tough time getting the throw in. That's going to allow Bubba to score. And now caught in a rundown between second and third is Jack Lease. He's going to fight and hustle his way back. Ball dropped, and it would have been third out. But instead, a run scores, and the inning continues for the Neshannock Lancers.
Taking advantage of an opportunity, doing as long as he could to stay alive between second and third, and when the ball was drop slidden under the tag.
So a couple of base running blunders for Neshannock. Really, you could say 3 in the inning. They've gotten away with 2 of them. So now 9-hitter Luke Gleese watches the first pitch breaking ball catch the outside corner for strike 1. Jack Lease at second, Jake Rind at first, we with 2 down. D'Angelo delivers. This one fouled straight back and out of play. I'm pretty sure we parked far enough back there, Mark.
And I'm a couple rows behind you, so I'm hoping I'm good too.
And I sure hope at this point. Gleese, who was mainly a defensive substitute or a defensive player throughout most of last year for Neshannock. Swinging in the 9-hole. He lifts this one towards center field on the 0-2 pitch, and it's going to be corralled there by Santangelo to end the inning. But damage done. Neshannock on the board first. A walk, a pair of hits, and a sac fly allows Neshannock to put one across the board. We head to the bottom of the second inning with the Lancers leading 1-0 here on your home for the County of Champions, Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
For more than 120 years, people have relied on Martindale Hubbell's preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you've been involved in an automobile accident, you should do the same. At LGKG, we have been preeminently rated for over 40 years.
Back here at the Rock, we go to the bottom of the second inning with Neshannock getting that run on the board. And a couple hits, but then manufacturing the run with the sac fly. It's a good job by the bottom of the order, Mark, to get it done.
Yeah, coming through at the bottom of the lineup, you get a couple base hits, take advantage of being able to keep a couple plays alive and taking an early lead like they did in the last game.
Though only a 1-0 score rather than the 4-0 lead Neshannock had at the end of the first. In that first game, Shenango will send up Zach Herb, Braden Ziegler, and Adam Bryant. As we get to now the bottom of the second inning and the 7-inning games throughout the WPIAL season. We'll take a look at the Section 2 rivalries, and there's plenty of them that we'll be talking about throughout the course of the season. First pitch misses inside for ball 1, but how do you feel about these back-to-back games, or in this case, doubleheader games, to be able to show a depth of a pitching staff throughout the course of a year? Strike one called there.
Well, the depth of the pitching staff always shows when you got to play at least 14 innings on what's turned out to be a chilly afternoon. Depth of pitching can carry you through.
Good breaking ball there from Grant Mellor. He's really got his groove while he's in the windup. The question is, we saw some issues from the stretch, but right now really grooving with nobody on base. 1-2 swung on and fisted foul on the first baseline. Fry's going to give chase, but he's not going to have quite enough room. But yeah, you're going to see at least probably 4 or 5 pitchers from each of these teams by the end of the day, you would think, right?
You would, with this many innings to play, especially early on in the season when you haven't thrown a lot of innings and you haven't built up that arm strength early on.
1-2 the count to Herb. Breaking ball, just misses high and inside, didn't miss by much. And this is a new umpiring crew, by the way, from Game 1 to Game 2, which also, for someone who pitched like Melder in the first game, is going to be fun. Adjust to a new zone. This one misses way inside. Actually goes behind Herb on the breaking ball. So count runs full to the leadoff batter here in the bottom of the second inning for Shenango. Herb, a 367 hitter a year ago, but strikes out on the high cheddar. Second strikeout of the game for Grant Melder, and that'll bring up Braden Ziegler to the dish.
He's done a good job moving the fastball around. We've seen it in on the hands and also up and away. He's got good command of the fastball early.
Ziegler, the catcher, going to be relied on much more for his bat this year, says Coach Larry Kelly. He dribbles this one foul on the third baseline. Only hit 188 last year, but immediately called on to bring the stick out in the first game. Had a big hit in that 3-run 5th inning for Shenango that helped bring the game back even. Lifts another one foul. This one down the first baseline. Again, Fry giving chase, but he'll run out of real estate. Count goes to 0-2.
But now a junior, expected to do a little bit more by this time of your career, right, Mark?
You continue to step up, develop, and, for some, your production at the plate comes a little bit later. Your defense can come first sometimes.
Well, and he also says there's no one with a higher baseball IQ than what this catcher, Braden Ziegler, has been and has shown. 0-2 pitch here, and good eyes to watch it down in the turf. Can't say down in the dirt here at Slippery Rock, can you?
It always takes time to adjust to that.
Now we'll see plenty of games early on the turf as teams scramble to find playable facilities. Another one fouled back and out of play. And the crazy part of it, these games scheduled to be Monday and Tuesday. I believe it was supposed to be Monday Neshannock, Tuesday Shenango. Neither field deemed playable enough to go either one of those days. Didn't think they'd be ready to go today either. This breaking ball's grounded towards second base. Prosson able to pick it up and throw it over to first for the second out of the inning. But kind of interesting, Mark, is that fields were considered playable, so they come here to do a doubleheader. Newcastle's playing a game today at Neshannock. How crazy is that? They ended up finding the field was good enough. They had already made the commitment here, so they said, well, sure, our turf is available. Turf infield, but grass outfield. Did not think that the grass would be dry enough, but it sounds like good enough for Newcastle to play their second game of a doubleheader. So kind of an interesting scenario there as Adam Bryant steps to the plate. Left-handed hitting first baseman. So lots of lefties in this lineup. Not bad for a Class 2A team. Already 3 lefties through the order, but quickly up 0-2 is Melder on him.
I like his command of the fastball early. It's really been in on the hands. He's been able to work it in on the hands either to righty or lefty batters. He's had good command of the fastball early.
I'm glad you mentioned that about going lefty or righty, because it's crazy how big of a difference that can be. The 0-2 tries to mix it up with that breaking ball, but talk about that difference. I mean, it seems like it should be obvious, working inside, but it's a different mindset, righty versus left-hander.
Yeah, it's definitely a different feel for a pitcher. Depending on who you are, you may be more comfortable facing righties or lefties.
2-2 now the count, and yeah, I guess if you're going to play Shenango, you have to be comfortable against both sides of the plate. Lively, the leadoff hitter, D'Angelo, the 3-hitter, and now Bryant, the 7-hitter, all from the left-handed batter's box, and now the count runs full. Two down, bottom of the second inning. Adam Bryant at the dish, and just misses outside for ball 4. So a 2-out walk drawn, and that'll bring Benny Santangelo to the plate. Santangelo, who batted 9th in the first game, moved up to the 8-hole here for this one as Grayson Hooks, the right fielder, waits in the on-deck circle. First pitch gets by Rind, but I'm not sure Bryant was able to see it right away and decides to stay at second base. Coach Kelly not too pleased with that.
It's hard to anticipate early on in the year. Breaking ball got away, rolled towards the backstop. Would have had a good chance to take that extra base.
1-1 now the count. And a plenty big backstop, probably good 40 feet behind the catcher here at Jack Critchfield Park. 315 down the lines to 400 in center field. 375 in the power alleys. And the wind going from right field to left field, Mark. It's going to take a poke to get anything out of here today.
Yeah, you're really going to have to get the ball and really drive it to have any chance of getting it out of the ballpark.
Called strike down at the knees. Rind thought about making a throw down to first base, but Bryant not far enough off of the bag. 1-2 the count. 2 down in the bottom of the second. Melder delivers. Called strike 3. Second K of the inning and third of the game for the junior Grant Melder. We've played 2 here from Jack Critchfield Park at Slippery Rock. We'll be back in a moment. Neshannock leads 1-0 here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
When a team needs to discuss their next move in a big game, Coach calls a timeout. When you need to discuss your next move after your latest life endeavor, let Ponce's Insurance be your coach. At Ponce's Insurance, how we serve you is as important as the insurance we provide. Protecting those you love, the business you built, and the things you've earned. That's our job. At Pontus Insurance online at pontusinsurance.com. Pontus Insurance. Love the life you live.
Just like going to the doctor, our homes need a checkup too. If your home is not properly weatherized, you could be at risk for symptoms that cause unhealthy ailments and higher utility bills. The Weatherization Assistance Program is the key to reducing utility costs and increasing comfort in your home. Services include an in-home energy audit to inspect your furnace and hot water tank, check for air sealing around windows and doors, and ensure adequate insulation and ventilation. Learn more at lcap.org or call the Department of Healthy Homes to get your checkup today.
2 innings complete here from Jack Critchfield Park. Neshannock with the 1-0 advantage. I'm James Dotson. Mark Means alongside, who's going to take the reins here through the middle three.
1, 2, and a 3. Top of the order here in the top of the third for the Lancers. Colton Schaefer, 0 for 1, flew out to center field, and his first plate appearance stands in. D'Angelo's first pitch, a little off speed, up and in for ball 1.
So you got the top of the order due for Neshannock, and that's how they started with some big rally in the first game.
1-0 from D'Angelo. Again, up and inside. Now 2 balls and no strikes. Wind's definitely picked up over the last inning or so. You can see the net and the backstop definitely blowing around. 2-0. High and inside again. Now 3-0 the count on Colton Schaefer.
Yes. Both pitchers at times struggling with the command. He started behind the count against Schaefer in the first inning.
The 3-0 is up and in for ball 4, and Schaefer draws the leadoff walk to begin the third. Brings up second baseman J.R. Prosser, grounded out to short in his first trip to the plate.
11 walks in the first game drawn by Neshannock batters. J.R. Prosser here had 2 of those drawn walks.
D'Angelo from the belt. Comes to the plate. Off speed on the outside corner. Gets ahead with it. Strike 1.
No, fastball not there. Go ahead and take a little bit off of it. You go to your best pitch after a 4-pitch walk. I'm glad to see him jump right into that.
Schaefer, good lead off the bag. Right at the cut of the turf. From the belt now. Turn, toss back. Chase him back to the bag as he dives in there safely. And Schaefer going to get a nice lead off the bag at first. He'll take off, pitch hit on the ground, shortstop backhands the ball, sets deep in the hole. Throw gets by the first baseman, heads into foul territory. Schaefer will stop at third. And runners at the corners here in the top of the third for Neshannock.
No, that's an incredible play, really. An absolutely incredible play by Tyler Kammerer just to get to that ball, to field it cleanly on the backhand, kind of caught it a bit in the palm of the glove, but to make a strong throw across the diamond just ended up being a little bit short and a tough one for Bryant to pick. And how about a good job by Prosson? He tried to run to second base, slipped on the turf, but the heads up to get back to the bag, because he's a sitting duck if he just sits out there at that point.
Rind, the catcher, 0 for 1, stands in. D'Angelo comes to the plate, breaking ball, had him out in front of it, swung on and missed. It's 0-1.
We'll give an infield single on that one, I think, and then an error on the throw.
Oh, 1 the count. Again from the belt to the plate. Breaking ball swung on, popped up. Third baseman now gives way to the catcher. And that'll fall to the turf as those high pops late in the early afternoon, always the most difficult to make a play on.
Especially as the catcher, I mean, you got to rip the mask off first, find the ball, get yourself turned around. That's a tough one because, Herb or the pitcher D'Angelo would have to run a long, long way to be able to get to it. So it's definitely Ziegler's ball, but he's definitely got the most difficult part to try to find it.
0-2, breaking ball, just got a piece of it to stay alive at 0-2. Runners at the corners. Nobody out here, top of the third. Breaking ball, nice block, catcher sliding to keep that in front of him. Now it'll count 1-2.
You need a lot of trust, if we're being honest. A lot of trust in your catcher to be able to have the confidence of the runner on third base to throw a breaking ball in the other batter's box like that.
Checks third again. A runner going to take off as that hit will fall into the outfield. The run will score from third. And the RBI give the Lancers an early 2-0 lead.
Nate Rind, one of the top RBI men last year on the team, had 17. That's his first this year. And Prosser was off with the pitch. He couldn't find where the ball was after it was hit. Probably could have gone first to third, but by the time he found it, it was easily corralled by Hooks and brought back into the infield. But still first and second with nobody out. And now you're going to have a courtesy runner, courtesy for the catcher at first base. That's Andrew Moses.
Give the catcher a chance to get in the dugout, get the gear back on.
Yeah, good speed up rule.
Melder now into the box, runners at first and second. Breaking ball hit on the ground, past the third baseman, out into left field. The runner's going to try to make it to the plate. Throw is going to be cut off now. They'll throw back behind. That ball gets away, gets into the outfield, and both runners are going to take an extra base.
I like the idea from the third baseman, Zach Herb. Tried to catch Moses napping at second, but the throw would have been a bang-bang play, just could not be corralled. And with that, you're right, another error. Everybody moves up an extra 90 feet. Beneficial. I got 3 errors now against Shenango, and Neshannock 3 runs, 5 hits here in the game.
Shenango going to send everybody into the mound except for the catcher from the infield. Try to settle things down with Neshannock with the early 3-0 lead here in the top of the third inning.
So while we have a moment, let's remind you our trips to the mound brought to you by Pontius Insurance. Chance to talk to their coach. That's what you get at Pontius Insurance. Putting all the attention to the things you own so you can devote your attention to the ones you love. Visit them online at PontiusInsurance.com. Love the life you live, worry-free. And it looks like we're going to have a pitching change. No, it is still D'Angelo out there, excuse me. Still number 11 on the hill. Braden D'Angelo, who did not pitch in game number 1. Melder, the starter for Neshannock, did pitch an inning of relief in that first game.
It hasn't really been hit all that hard. Just had a couple of soft little fly balls fall in front of outfielders here this inning.
Well, you put a ball in play, good things are going to happen. And at this point, too, you can't give extra outs. Shenango's now given 3 of them in these first 3 innings.
This brings up Andrew Fry, the first baseman. Breaking ball to him is swung on and fouled back, heading towards our cars in the parking lot.
Fry had the first run of the game after he reached on a fielder's choice in the second inning. Drew 3 walks in the first game, did the big man.
The 0-1. Fastball got away from him. Catcher did a great job to slide to his outside to keep that ball in front of him with the runner at third base.
Now with a fastball, you have no chance to get over fully to try to block that, so that's all on the backhand. Great job to snag that one and prevent Moses from scoring from third.
1-1. Breaking ball ripped foul past the third base side. Good job by the coach to get out of the way.
Yeah, Coach Quilero back this year. He coached for 1 year officially, well, technically on the books for 2 years during their 2020 season. Then was going to step aside to go watch his son play, and then made the decision to come back to Lancerville.
1-2 the count on Fry, the big first baseman. Fastball just got a piece of it to stay alive. We'll do it again at 1-2.
And Ziegler kind of looks at his glove, can't quite figure out how he didn't hang on to that one for the foul tip.
3-0 Neshannock with the lead here as they bat in the top of the third. 2-1 and nobody out. 1-2. Again fouled right back over our heads. We'll do it again and 1-2.
Fry, good job to waste a couple of pitches there and try to stay alive.
D'Angelo working from the first base side of the pitching rubber. Breaking ball swung on, driven out to left field. Left fielder on the run, and at the wall, reaches up, makes the catch. Both runners will tag as the run will come in from third. Marin will score. It's a 3-run top of the third inning for the Lancers.
I'll tell you what, that's out of here at most ballparks, and if the wind's not blowing slightly in from right to left there too, Mark, I think that one has a chance to make its way over the fence. But give a huge credit to Hunter Lively to go and track that one down, because that was way, way back there on the warning track. And a good job, too, actually hustling the entire way from second base there was Grant Melder. He thought about potentially going on the double tag and scoring, but Hunter Lively got it in a hurry.
So 3 runs across the board here in the top of the third inning.
And after the sac fly, we're actually going to have a pause in the action. I believe Melder going to third base may have stepped awkwardly. That's your starting pitcher today here for Neshannock. So now hope that everything's all right with him if you're a Lancer fan. Infield still has to be in.
Runner will break from third. The bunt's on, bunted straight back foul, and it's 0-1.
Well, Jack Leeser already has 3 hits. First pitch trying to lay the bunt down. And actually, you could hear it all the way from up here. The Shenango dugout calling, "Be ready for the squeeze." So they were expecting it too.
Scalise digs back into the box. 0-1 the count. D'Angelo going to take a peek at the runner at third. Comes to the plate with a breaking ball that hooked the inside corner. Gleese turned out of the way, but it's a called strike, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, didn't miss by much. Or wouldn't have missed by much, excuse me, but it did catch the black on the inside corner.
Check again at third. The 0-2 fastball in on the hands, ripped fair down the third baseline, rolls into the left field corner. Runner will score from third easily. And Gleason is second base with a stand-up double. Jack Gleason, another big hit for the Lancers.
Yeah, that's our first red zone extra base hit of the game, and even flash a little Zoltan Z. How about that for a flashback there, Mark? Saw that in one of their scrimmages, actually. Didn't know if that was just something for scrimmage fun, or if that was something that they're going to try to do all year long. But they're flashing the Z. Gleese, have a day. That's his 4th hit of the day. Second in this game.
4 runs here in the inning. Only 1 out. Jack Gleese off his second. Breaking ball hits the outside corner. Strike 1. Jake Wren going to step out. He'll stand back in the box.
Jake Wren in the on-deck circle as well. Dom Cubelis, 2 freshmen who played in the Pony League World Series last year.
Pitch swung on, lifted out to left field. That'll fall in front of the left fielder. They'll stop the runner at third as he stumbled around the bag, and there's runners at the corners now for the Lancers.
Well, you had a couple of hard hit balls, but a couple like that too that are just finding their way in the gaps there in front of the outfield. And you might wonder, Mark, is it when you're playing on a bigger field like this, does the outfield play too deep? It doesn't look like they're playing too deep. They're just right now in Neshannock finding the holes with 7 hits in this game.
Yeah, just dropping a couple of hits in front of the outfielders and able to move around the bases. Runners at the corners. 4 runs home in the inning. Pitches off speed and outside. 4-1 to the center fielder, Dom Cubelis. Steps out quickly, checks with the coach at third. Now he'll dig back in. Fastball outside corner. Shaved the black for a strike, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, both home plate umpires that we've seen here today have been very consistent, giving a nice outside corner, and as a pitcher, take advantage of that is what you want to be saying.
D'Angelo peeks over his shoulder, checks the runner at first. Now he'll turn, toss that way. They've got him in a rundown. As now the runner will come home, the throw to the plate, the slide, the tag, and they got him at the plate. That's good fundamental baseball by Shenango to get the out.
Well, but keep an eye after he threw it home. Tyler Kammerer, I think he just slipped on the turf. Looks like he's okay, but a little bit hobbled. But a great job first. You get picked off A great job by Jake Wren to just get in the rundown, try to buy enough time for Gleese to score from third base, but even better play defensively to recognize it, get the ball to the right player to be able to see the whole field and get it home.
Now 2 down, runner at second base. 1-1 the count. Peek over the shoulder at second, comes to the plate, in on the hands, fouled back. It's now 1-2.
Well, you take a look at this, how many runs Neshannock could have scored with all the walks, but only 3 hits in the first game. You now have 2 players that have been tagged out between third and home, and we're just in the top of the third inning.
4 runs home on 4 base hits here in the top of the third. Check second. 1-2, right back to the mound. He'll pick it up, flip over to first base, and that will do it here in the top of the third. But 4 runs come across the board. It's a 5-0 lead for the Neshannock Lancers.
And we're going to keep it right here on the Lawrence County SportsNet powered by El Cap, a little tradition that was born back in the MSA days with our affiliate Trib Live. The middle third, we're going to call it our Maley Minute. Maley Chiropractic keeping you in the game. We'll keep you up to date on what's going on in the softball world. Let's start with the defending WPIAL runner-up Elwood City. They've gotten a game under their belt already. Defeated New Brighton last week 17-1. They start section play next week, as does Union. Also, the WPIAL runner-ups defeated Shenango earlier in the year. Their first section game is on Monday. They're actually scheduled to do a doubleheader at home against 2 different teams today in non-section play against Beaver Falls and Mohawk. Defending WPIAL champions Laurel, they were supposed to have their first section game yesterday against Shenango and again tomorrow against Mohawk. So hopefully they're able to get a couple of games on their field. Mentioned Mohawk, the section opener for them scheduled for tomorrow. Neshannock in Class 2A, their first section game was scheduled for today against Riverside. The Newcastle, the Lady Canes, their section opener from yesterday was postponed. They're supposed to play Central Valley in their section opener tomorrow as well. Shenango mentioned the defending WPIAL runner-ups, supposed to play Laurel yesterday, hoping they can get that game in either today or on Friday. And up in District 10, Wilmington, their non-section opener is on Monday against Slippery Rock. They don't play a section game until April 12th against West Middlesex. There's your Maley Minute, Maley Chiropractic. Visit them online, MaleyChiropractic.com, keeping you in the game.
We go to the bottom of the third, a 5-run lead for Neshannock. Shenango 9-1-2 to try to get the offense going here in the bottom of the third.
You can't get 5 runs on one swing of the bat. Right now you just need base runners.
So Melder back on top of the mound, works as he rocks and fires, and that on the outside corner for strike 1.
That's a good way to do it, though, for Melder in response. Work ahead.
Grayson hooks his first plate appearance. Takes that pitch outside and low, and it's 1-1. That'll tail a little outside, and the count now 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1. Again, will tail outside off the plate. Now 3-1. Third baseman playing a little bit in. They'll play back up the middle and off the bag at first. 3-1 is lifted foul, and that's going to get out of play and into the stands. And it'll be 3-2 now on Grayson Hooks.
So the 9-hitter here, that means that there are 4 of the 9 in the starting lineup here, batting left-handed for Coach Kelly's Wildcats.
And the 3-2 pitch, lined right up the middle, right back up the box into center field for a base hit.
And that's the first hit of game number 2 for Shenango, and there it is, the 9-hitter turning it over to the 1-hitter. That was Lively's job last year. Now Hunter Lively will come to the plate after Grayson Hooks gets the first hit of the game.
So we'll go to the top of the order for Hunter Lively. That's a fastball up and in for ball 1. Hooks modest lead off the bag at first base. Fastball swung on and missed, and we're even up at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Melder at 43 pitches in this game. Also threw about 20 in the first game, so about 60 overall.
1-1 breaking ball, swung through it. Now 1-2 the count.
Yeah, he's shown great command of multiple pitches here, has Grant Melder. Good job in his first start of the season.
He'll turn, toss over to first, changing the runner. Hooks back to the bag.
That's what you would call the B move, Mark. Not the best.
Comes to the plate at 1-2, swung on and missed for strike 3, and there's one down here in the bottom of the third.
Now heading to count, that high fastball right at the top of the zone. Good job commanding, again, all locations. You said working in and out versus these lefties and righties, but a good job there of working up and down in the zone, changing that eye level.
Brings up the shortstop, Tyler Kammerer, hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance. That is up and in with the fastball for ball 1. Hooks off the bag at first. 1-0 hit on the ground. Second baseman will turn, go to short for one. On to first for the nice double play. And the double play clears off the bases, and we are through 3 full innings. After 3, it is Neshannock 5 and Shenango nothing. You're listening to Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Whether you're hosting a big party, it's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game, the Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? Ask about the CR Brewing Company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget. Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu, or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553. The Crane Room Grill and CR Brewing Company, a winning combination.
For more than 120 years, people have been relying upon Martindale-Hubbell's AV preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you're involved in a workers' compensation situation, you should do the same. LGKG has been AV rated for over 40 years.
Top of the 4th here from Slippery Rock, a 5-0 lead for the Lancers, coming off a strong 4-run top of the 3rd inning. After taking game 1, they're looking to sweep the doubleheader here this evening.
Yeah, sweep the doubleheader. The lights turned on immediately as it kind of clouded up here in the shadows of Mahalo Thompson Stadium. Glad to be here at Jack Critchfield Park. And again, kudos to the Shenango and Neshannock boosters and the coaches for making this game possible to be able to come up here to Slippery Rock. Great venue for your section opener, for your season opener, to make this happen today. You know, takes a lot of hands to make everything go as smoothly as it has here today. Special thanks to Slippery Rock for allowing us to come up and enjoy the show as well.
9-1-2 for the Lancers. Luke Lease 0 for 1 on the second game.
And again, how much fun you get. Luke, Rob, Jack, all 3 into the game here today.
Shows bunt that'll roll foul up the third baseline. It's 0-1.
Jack Lease, who was a defensive replacement when the starting shortstop for the year, Coach Quilero's son John Anthony, had a knee injury early in the season, turned into an offensive powerhouse, and he's shown it off today.
Breaking ball, nice snap on the curveball by D'Angelo, and it's now 0-2.
And that's what Luke Lease was last year, then the defensive replacement, now being called on to do more of the hitting duties. But down 0-2 after that nice breaking ball from D'Angelo.
0-2, another breaking ball. This one popped up. Right fielder drifts under it. Hooks will make the catch, and there's one down.
Now batting number 3, Colton Schaefer.
To the top of the order, Colton Schaefer walked and scored back in the 3rd.
Schaefer, a .423 hitter. But unfortunately for Neshannock, in the DH role this, or at least to start the season.
Fastball right on the outside, black for strike 1 from D'Angelo.
The reason being he's been shut down, had a bit of an arm issue in one of the scrimmages. Going to be at least a couple weeks before he's throwing, but glad to see he can at least still be hitting the ball.
Breaking ball drifts outside off the plate. We're even at 1-1.
We're talking about a kid here who was going to be the starting catcher his freshman season and then tore his ACL in the offseason.
D'Angelo looks in, has the sign, 1-1. Well, the breaking ball popped up. Shortstop's going to take charge. Kammerer able to hold on as he stumbles over the mound for out number 2.
Well, I'm glad the shortstop takes charge. That's a tough play to make, especially going up over the mound, and especially when you saw a pop-up earlier in this game. I mean, it's 3 errors on the board. You could technically say that one might have been a 4th error on a pop-up that just was let drop in foul territory. You like seeing your senior leader take charge on that one.
Brings up the number 2 hitter, J.R. Prosson, the second baseman. Grounded out, reached on an error, and scored in his 2 trips to the plate. Breaking ball misses off the plate and high, and you've seen D'Angelo be able to get a couple of pop-ups on breaking balls here in this inning.
Yeah, especially if you can work ahead, work that breaking ball early in the year.
Off speed, lifted foul, down the line. First baseman in foul territory does a nice job to hold on to it to end the inning. So in the inning, the Lancers go 1-2-3. We are getting set to go to the bottom of the 4th inning. It is Neshannock 5 and Shenango nothing here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapies necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between, let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
Bottom of the 4th here from Slippery Rock. A 5-run lead for the Lancers as Shenango will have the middle of their order, 3, 4, and 5 due up, trying to get back in this one in the middle innings.
Now, no better way to try to do it, but Grant Melder throwing a great game right now on the hill in this ball game. 3 strikeouts, 3 free passes, but how about the twin killer to end the last inning, the 4-6-3 from Prosson to Gleese. J.R. Prosson, want to mention him real quick, a player for Neshannock who was kind of a utility guy last year, but now in his senior year, probably going to have that second base spot on point for the majority of the season. But how clutch is it to have that kind of utility player to play in all sorts of scenarios, especially when Neshannock had such an injury-riddled season the year ago.
And that's becoming part of the game all the way up to the big league level. If you have multi-position availability, you become much more valuable to your coach no matter what level of the game you're playing.
Josh Harrison style.
So D'Angelo will stand in, walked in his first plate appearance. It's a little up and in for ball 1. Sun trying to kind of fight its way through the overcast sky here in the bottom of the inning. On the outside corner, that's a called strike, and we're even up at 1-1. The 1-1. Nice breaking ball, hits the outside corner, and the count now at 1-2. So D'Angelo will stand back in. The 1-2. Fastball, got a little out in front of it, stumbled off the mound, and the count levels up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I also want to mention how different it is if you're not used to pitching off of turf like you have here. All turf, even the mound here at Slippery Rock.
The 2-2. Fastball in on the hands, lifted back foul, third base side out of play. We'll do it again at 2-2. Really does change the game in every facet when the entire field is turf.
Oh, it does. I mean, not to mention the fact that if you have a home turf, then you can be practicing a lot earlier than a lot of these schools are able to. I mean, Chuck Tanner Field, great, but it's not turf. Sometimes tough to get on it for Shenango.
2-2, breaking ball misses up high, and the count now gone to full at 3-2.
Yeah, all the days of digging that hole in the mound, though, are long gone when you're throwing off of a turf mound.
3-2 payoff pitch. Up and away, 4-4. So they'll start the bottom of the fourth with a walk. Brings up the second baseman, Tino Campoli, 0 for 1, bounced to second in his first plate appearance.
That's the second time D'Angelo has drawn a walk. That's now the fourth free pass given up in this game by Melder.
Inside with the first pitch to Campoli for ball one.
Back-to-back innings, too, that you've had a leadoff runner on base for Shenango. Unable to capitalize last inning. See what happens here.
1-0, took a little off. Got the inside corner. We're even up at 1-1. From the belt. Comes to the plate. Breaking ball on that inside corner. Okay, called strike. It's now 1-2.
Yeah, great pitch. Fooled everybody in Campoli. Good job to lay off it. Once you're fooled, knowing you have another pitch left in the at-bat, go ahead and lay off and now change the approach on a 1-2 count.
D'Angelo off the bag at first. From the bell with a 1-2. On the outside corner. Had the plate but was low. And it's 2-2.
And again, looked like he had Campoli a little bit out in front of that one. Again, a good job to hold.
2-2. Lifted out to right field, or right fielder tried to camp under it and couldn't get back to the ball in time as it falls and rolls towards the wall. And there'll be runners at second and third now for Shenango here in this bottom of the fourth inning.
Now, Rob Glees thought he was under it, and it looked like the wind just played some tricks on him. Maybe killed the ball out there as it falls in front. So the error on the right fielder, and now two runners in scoring position and nobody out. Well, 3-4-5 to start this inning. That's exactly what you're looking for. Find ways on base. A walk and an error. It killed Shenango in game one. See if they can take advantage.
They will bring everybody into the mound and do the Lancers to try and get on the same page, and we'll have to see if they decide to make any changes with the arms.
Well, see, pitch count right now at 63 in this game, and he's probably pretty close. Didn't get the official number there, Mark. We estimated at about 20 that he threw at the end of the first game, did Melder. So maybe this is his last at bat or close to it. But at this point, if you're Coach Colera and Neshannock, you're saying, hey, no worries. These two runs really don't mean that much. You know, focus on the batter. Let's get the batter out. And, I mean, we got a 5-run lead. Let's use it.
Zach Herb, the third baseman, takes inside for ball one.
And maybe a bit high, too. From our elevated view here at Jack Critchfield Park, sometimes tough to tell the height.
The 1-0. Fastball goes off the guards for the catcher. Run will score as D'Angelo comes in for the first run of game two for Shenango. Campoli goes to third. It's now a 5-1 lead for the Lancers.
Yeah, no doubt on that one, though. Well low, and one that just squeezes between the legs, one that I'm sure Wren would want back.
The 2-0. Breaking ball misses up high. It's now 3-0.
Now you're looking out. Shenango try to put a crooked number back on the scoreboard in response.
Runner dancing off the bag at third. 3-0 is inside for ball four. So one run in here in this inning. Runners at the corners now. It brings up Braden Ziegler, the catcher, who's 0 for 1, grounded out to second in his first trip to the plate.
Now you open up your first and third scenarios, which you know that both these schools incredibly well versed in what to do both offensively and defensively, but it is the first game of the year, so you got to be on top of your game.
First pitch, fastball right there, inside corner, strike one.
You know, your fake steals, your box steals, your delayed steals, you know, or just even a straight steal.
And it is going to be a ball, and we're now at 1-1. Hunter dancing off the bag at third, bluffed to third, throw back to first, and he dives in under the tag.
Lovely third to first move, which has been banned in Major League Baseball, and you wonder how long it will be now, Mark, before they do the same thing at the collegiate and high school levels.
Runner again coming off the bag at third. That is inside. And now 2-1 the count.
And I'll be honest, I'm not even sure. It might be banned at this point in the college level.
Again, bluffs to third, looks back to first. Steps off now. Ready with the 2-1 swung on, popped up. Catcher back to the screen, and that will hit on the roof above us, and we'll level it off at 2-2.
Good job by the catcher, Nate Wren. That's textbook. You take the mask off, but you hold on to it till you see where the ball is, and then you chuck the mask out of the way. That way there's no chance of potentially tripping on it.
So 2-2 the count. Runners at the corners. Breaking ball hit on the ground. Second baseman bobbles it. He'll have to go to first. Gets one there, but the run will score. Campoli comes home from third. Herb goes to second. Ziegler is out 4-3.
Even with the catcher running to first base, one of the slower runners, I still think that would have been an awfully difficult double play for Neshannock to have been able to execute. So good job in the end from Prosson just to stay with it, though it will go as an RBI. Ziegler allowing Campoli to score from third.
Herb off the bag at second base. Pitches on the outside corner for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Again, he'll check second, come to the plate. Inside, had Bryant leaning back, and the count levels off at 1-1. Bryant will step out. He is going to look down to the third base coaching box. Now he'll dig back in. Ball hit on the ground towards the shortstop. He's up with it over to first base for the out as Bryant grounds out 6-3. On the play, Herb goes to third. And it will bring up the number 8 hitter in Benny Santangelo, the left fielder, who's 0 for 1.
Now batting number 12, Benny Santangelo.
So Shenango is able to cut into the 5-run lead, make it 5-2 here in the bottom of the fourth. Breaking ball chopped in front of the plate. Catcher's going to come out, make the nice strong throw to the bag in time for the out. 2-3 on the play. In the inning, the Shenango puts up 2 runs, cut the lead to 5-2 as we head to the 5th inning. You're listening to the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
For more than 120 years, people have been relying upon Martindale-Hubbell's AV preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you're involved in a workers' compensation situation, you should do the same. LGKG has been AV rated for over 40 years.
Wherever you're going, Axe can get you there. The bowling alley, beauty salon, and even the library. Axe can get you there safely. The grocery store, the pharmacy, and the bank. Axe can get you there comfortably. Going to work, visiting a friend, or just to relax at the park. Axe can get you there affordably. Axe is here to get you there safely, comfortably, and affordably. Choose Axe as your driving service and give us a call to schedule a ride.
Back here at Slippery Rock as we go to the top of the 5th inning. Neshannock with a 5-2 lead. After winning the opener, trying to take 2 games in this doubleheader here this afternoon on temperatures kind of dropped as we've gone through this first game and now into the second one.
Well, how crazy is it, Mark, that you had potentials of 2-hour delays due to ice this morning in the western Pennsylvania area, and then it gets up into the mid-60s. So you're able to get some ball games going on here across WPIAL and District 10. And now, yes, it's going to go back down and feel like traditional, true March weather coming up.
Yeah, back to the 40s for the weekend.
Don't remind me.
So it'll be 3, 4, and 5 here in the 5th inning.
Supposed to take my son for his first birthday party out to the zoo on Saturday. Don't tell me it's going to be 40s.
First pitch swinging. That ball is going to split the gap between center and left and roll towards the wall. And Nathan Wren will have himself a stand-up double to begin the top of the 5th inning.
Yeah, another
red zone extra base hit. Make sure you stop by the red zone. Score big at the red zone. Neshannock trying to score big and get back those 2 runs after giving them up there in the bottom of the 4th inning. That's a great way to start it. And you're going to have a courtesy runner again. That's Andrew Moses checking back in, but first pitch swinging. Got to love it right there from your number 3 hitter, and really just jumped on that curveball.
Yeah, aggressive baseball. Breaking ball hung right in the middle of the zone and split the gap for the leadoff double.
Well, Shenango had the 3, 4, 5 hitters do damage in the top of the 4th. Neshannock trying to do the same in the bottom of the 5th.
So D'Angelo's going to step off, look the runner back to second. Now he'll look in. First pitch, outside and low for ball 1.
Well, that's a pitcher being in control there, Mark, because he saw a lead that Moses had that was a little bit too much for his liking.
D'Angelo looks in for the sign. Again, checks the runner. Shortstop going to dart back in now. Came in front of the runner, and the second baseman covered.
Yeah, it's a little design play. You can tell everybody on the same page there. Shortstop bluffs, tries to run in front, be a little bit of a screen, while the second baseman sneaks in behind. But Moses, a high IQ player, kind of saw it coming.
D'Angelo checks second, comes to the plate with a breaking ball, and the count levels at 1-1 on the number 4 hitter, Grant Melder.
Pitch count starting to get up there again. 100 pitches is the limit here in the high school game, during the regular season, that is.
Check a second, 1-1, breaking ball in on the hands. Popped up. Camera, the shortstop, takes control, pounds the glove, makes the play for the out.
Another example, though, Mark, you kind of pointed it out. A lot of these breaking balls, batters getting out in front, and especially early in the year, that's all you're going to do with it. You got to keep the hands back longer. But we've seen probably 4 or 5 of those pop-ups. And even a couple of the hits have been little bloops that players have just blooped over the second baseman or the shortstop on being out in front of a ball.
Brings up Andrew Fry, reached on a fielder's choice and scored in his first plate appearance. Breaking ball, blocked runner, going to take the advantage of the ball in the turf and will slide into third, does Rind.
Yeah, good job by Moses there at second base. He sees the ball early. He has a great read from second base. As soon as he sees the ball in the dirt, or in the turf, I should say, he's off and running even before it hits the dirt. That's why he's your courtesy runner.
Breaking ball, popped up. Right fielder drifting under it. He will make the catch. Runner bluffs. Nice strong throw to the plate. Good thing he turned back. Moses bluffed like he was going to come home, but went back to third, and there's 2 down.
Now, Grayson hooks, I'll tell you what. A hook, he's got a cannon out there with that left hand. It was a shallow one. It would have definitely gotten even the Speedy Moses by a few steps had he decided to go.
So 2 down, runner remains at third, and Andrew Moses, the courtesy runner. Jack Gleese going to ask for time, step out, now he'll dig back in. Off speed. Catcher slides to his outside to make the play. Just always want to say in the dirt, you're just so used to it, but it doesn't work in the all-turf field.
In the pellets, how about that? You know, we'll come up with some fun new ways, new vernacular here on the turf.
1-0. So we're going to lift it out to center field. Shortstop will make the catch just past the cut of the infield dirt of the turf. And that'll do it here in the top of the 5th inning. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It is the Neshannock 5 and Shenango 2. You're listening to high school baseball on Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Has your child's early education slowed down or even paused due to the pandemic? This is crucial time you can't get back. LCAP can keep your little learner on track for success. We have options for working and non-working parents with in-person childcare and age-appropriate virtual learning to keep them busy and engaged. Parents, don't hit pause on early learning. Lawrence County Community Action Partnership can jumpstart their future. Learn more at lcap.org.
When a team needs to discuss their next move in a big game, Coach calls a timeout. When you need to discuss your next move after your latest life endeavor, let Ponce's Insurance be your coach. At Ponce's Insurance, how we serve you is as important as the insurance we provide. Protecting those you love, the business you built, and the things you've earned. That's our job. At Ponce's Insurance online at poncesinsurance.com. Ponce's Insurance. Love the life you live.
9-1-2 here in the bottom of the 5th inning, and we've got a pitching change now on for Neshannock as they've gone to a reliever here to start the bottom of the 5th inning.
That's going to be Andrew Fry, who also pitched in the first game. So again, the very unique subtleties of the pitching rules. Once you pitch 25 innings in a game, you can't pitch the next day. However, you can still pitch the current day. So the pitch counts basically carry over. Fry, who pitched an inning and 2/3, gave up 1 hit, 1 strikeout in that first game. He'll now return to the bump in Game 2. Melder gets to his total 100 pitch limit. Finishes with 4 innings of work. The 2 runs allowed in that last inning. 2 runs, let's say both are unearned if we're going to give that fly ball an error. So 2 runs but none earned on just 1 hit in those 4 innings. Gave up 3 walks, a hit batsman, and 3 strikeouts.
Fry's going to have 9-1-2 to face here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It'll be Grayson Hooks, the sophomore, to stand in. Fry's first pitch is on the outside corner for strike 1.
I apologize, do not have an official pitch count for Fry on the first game. We're going to check again and see if we can find that.
The 0-1 crossed up the catcher, who looked like he was looking for something off speed. He was able to get a piece of that, and we're even up at 1-1, and you'll have that early on in the year.
Especially when you have a brand new player part of the team as well. Get to that after this 1-1 pitch.
1-1, that is on the outside corner. Good fastball at 1-2.
Yeah, Andrew Fry transferring from Sharpsville, which means he will automatically be playoff ineligible pending a eligibility hearing.
Breaking ball, had him out in front, chopped it foul at the plate. It stays 1-2.
Yeah, part of the transfer rules that the PIAA has put in over the last couple of seasons, trying to limit the creation of your so-called super teams.
Fry looks in, has the sign, the 1-2. Fastball driven out towards left field. Left fielder turns around, reached over the shoulder, made a nice running catch for the out. And there's one away here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Luke Gleese got one of those in the first game too, going back into that left center gap and over the shoulder catch. And both of them, you know, I'm going to poke fun just because I got a chance to coach him back in the middle school days. He caught it and almost took his glove and, oh, hey, yes, I do have it.
It wasn't a confident catch, but it was a catch nonetheless.
He made the catch, and in the end, that's all that matters in a big first out of the inning here in this bottom of the 5th.
To the top of the order, Hunter Lively will stand in. Takes a breaking ball low for ball 1.
So back to the top of the order, 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts here today is Lively.
1-0, tails outside, 2-0. Tyler Camero, the shortstop, on deck.
But I'll tell you what, not your prototypical leadoff hitter either is Hunter Lively.
Up and away, and the count now at 3-0.
Unlikely to see him swinging here on 3-0, but as the 9-hitter last year in the season finale, the section finale, hits a 3-run walk-off home run in the bottom of the 7th inning to give his team from a 2-run deficit to a 1-run victory in a game against Riverside. So some power out of the 9-hole, now the leadoff spot.
Taken all the way, count now 3-1 on the leadoff man and the left fielder. 3-1. Came back with the breaking ball, had him out in front, and it's now going forward to 3-2.
You got to see it there. Kind of swung out of his shoes a little bit on that one on the 3-1 count.
3-2. On the outside corner for strike 3, and there's 2 down.
Painted the black on the outside corner. First strikeout for Fry of the game.
So it brings up the shortstop, Tyler Kammerer, hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance. Fry's first pitch is a breaking ball lifted down the line. Lots of foul territory. Dives for it, but it'll hit just foul down the line in right.
Just foul. Tell you what, as a corner outfielder, your goal is to be able to make it so that any ball that lands in fair territory, you can get to it. Now, if it wasn't fair territory, he would have gotten a glove on it because it was just an inch foul just out of Rob Glease's reach.
So 0-1 the count on Camero, the shortstop. Fry's come in and set down the first two here in the bottom of the fifth. The 0-1. Breaking ball fouled straight back. And it's 0-2. Lights have been on all of game number 2. Wind continues to be a factor, blowing right to left. The 0-2. Reaches out, pokes it towards right field. Right fielder can't make the play as the ball falls just into fair territory. And Camero thought about third, turned and looked back, and he'll stop at second base with 2 down here in the bottom of the fifth.
Again, just Wynn kind of playing with Rob Glease out there in right field. Second one that he's misjudged. That one, you know, as an outfielder, you're taught you sprint to the spot and then come back under control. He coasted just enough, and the ball just kept tailing off of the bat, and especially on that where he really had to reach for it. Big-time tail off the bat, and puts a runner in scoring position.
So runner at second with 2 down. Check second, comes to the plate. That's on the outside corner for strike 1 to D'Angelo. Checks again second. That pitch outside. Fry paying extra attention to the runner. Camero at second as the shortstop faked like he was going to dart in behind the bag. One, just a bit high, now 2-1.
And D'Angelo's still looking for his first official at bat of the game. 2 walks and a run scored here today.
Next pitch, outside and high. It's now 3-1.
He was the only player for Shenango with multiple hits, though, in game number 1, including an RBI from this doubleheader.
Again, check second. Comes to the plate, 3-1. Gets the called strike on the corner. Seen a little bit of a wider outside corner in both games today.
Coach Kelly calls timeout from third base, wants to give some words of encouragement to D'Angelo.
3-2, in on the hands, lifted towards left field. Left fielder will camp under it, and he will make the play that ends the inning. We're through 5, and our score here from Slippery Rock, it is Neshannock 5 and Shenango 2. It's high school baseball on a chilly evening from Slippery Rock, powered by LCAP on the Lawrence County SportsNet.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
To the 6th inning we go, as it is Neshannock with a 5-2 lead over Shenango. And Mr. Dotson, it's been a pleasure to join you for the first time as you take it home here tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Mark Means. Glad to be here and glad to have you on board. Hopefully have plenty of these broadcasts through the spring season here of our inaugural year on the Lawrence County SportsNet. Our goal, Mark, was to have 100 broadcasts of high school events over the course of the year. I meant to do the tallies before we started our spring season today, but I'm going to estimate we're at 85 already. So well on our way to our goal. But we're going to have games each week throughout the spring season. We're going to have at least one track meet along the way. Plan to do the Tri-County track meet at the end of April. Definitely some playoff baseball and softball. And how about this one? On Friday, we are doing an esports tournament, a Rocket League tournament that is happening at Union High School that they've invited us out to join. So we're doing a little bit of everything here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, and we love it.
That sounds like a lot of fun. If it's not a sports video game, I won't be any help.
Well, Rocket League is a combination of soccer and race cars. I'm kind of sports-minded. I mean, going to the back post on a goal attempt. I mean, you can find some similarities there, I guess. Back to the action here with a 5-2 lead for Neshannock. 7-8-9 due up Jake Wren, Dom Cabellas, and Luke Gleese. Now 1-1 to count to the freshman Jake Wren, who's 2 for 2 today with a pair of singles out of the 7 spot. Fellow freshman Dom Cabellas in the on-deck circle. This one misses away for a 2-1 count. Mentioned earlier, those two both playing for Youngstown in the Pony League World Series this past summer. Made it to the Final Four, I believe, in that worldwide tournament. Another one missing upstairs. 3-1 now the count to the third baseman, Rind, who had one heck of a play that we saw near the end of that first game there, Mark.
Yeah, absolutely. Not playing like a freshman at third base at all.
Swings through a 3-1 fastball there, and the count runs full. Braden D'Angelo has started and gone the entire way, giving up 8 hits, though not too many hard hits. Just a couple that have found open turf in the outfield. Payoff pitch swung on and missed, and check my math, Mark. I think that's the first strikeout of the game from Mr. D'Angelo.
Yeah, that is his first strikeout so far this evening.
He was 6-0 last year on the bump, including a couple of playoff victories, one in the district playoffs, one in the state playoffs. Now lefty Dom Cabellas, a freshman, again, not afraid to get right up in there. Look at him crowding the plate right on the inside chalk there. Fouls this one off.
It's interesting how the game on an all-turf field can be played just so much differently than it is on a regular dirt infield.
This one misses outside for ball 1. Speaking of dirt infields, no, Mr. Brian Zarenda, head coach of Sarah Catholic, puts a lot of work in on his field down at Boston Field. No, he's tuning in right now. Glad to have you on board. Leave it to the team currently ranked number 1 in the Trib Live rankings. Of course he's going to be tuning in, as Shenango currently ranked number 2 coming into the season in the Class 2A rankings. Doing a little scouting, why not? 1-2. Fastball misses away. Count now even. These coaches all across Lawrence County and the entire WPIAL so good at knowing their opponents, and this is just another way of doing so. This one fouled off out of play, and I'll guarantee, not sure if Sarah Catholic had a game today, Mark, but if they didn't and we weren't streaming this game, I know for a fact that Coach would be right down in front of us scouting this game, because both these opponents, very likely that they would meet in a WPIAL playoff scenario. 2-2 pitch, breaking ball, didn't quite break, stayed outside, curled around the plate, and the count goes full.
It's a good take. Looked like that pitch was going to hit the outside corner and able to hold back at the last minute.
Cabellas, who had a sac fly in the second inning, payoff pitch here, swung on and missed, so no Ks all game. You get up to the 80 pitch count, and you get back-to-back Ks for D'Angelo. 2 up, 2 down. Luke Gleese scheduled to come to the plate, but it looks like we are going to have a pinch hitter here, and that's going to be senior Michael Altmaier.
Pitch hitting for the Lancers, number 22, Michael Altmaier.
Good to see Altmaier out there. Another one of the seniors who's battled a couple of injuries, not in the field to start the year. Good chance to get him in the batter's box, though, here. 2 down, top of the 6th inning.
Also good to have experience coming off the bench when you need it in a big situation.
Yeah, Altmaier last year was a designated hitter, and actually was hitting over 400 at one point. And kind of interesting, DH for Luke Gleese a lot down the stretch last year. Well, now he's pinch hitting for Luke Gleese. Breaking ball in there for strike 1 from D'Angelo. This one down in the pellets, evens the count at 1-1. Well, a moment, give a big shout out to both Coach Quilero and to Coach Kelly for giving us all sorts of fun information, some fun tidbits on these two teams. Makes a lot of fun for us to cover high school athletics when we get to learn so much about the players from the coaches.
And it gives you the extra insight to maybe not only what goes on between the lines, but in the classroom as well.
I know both these coaches sticklers about that. Student athlete, the word student comes first for a reason. Me being a teacher, I'm 1,000,000% in agreement with that. 3-1 now the count to the pinch hitter Altmaier. Swung on and missed. You like seeing early on in the year, too, both these teams, when they're getting into those hitters counts, 2-0, 3-1, they're swinging away, Mark.
They're really letting it rip on when they've got the advantage at the plate.
Payoff pitch with 2 down. Popped up. Back behind second base, and Cameron is going to settle under it. He's got about 4 or 5 putouts on pop-ups like that, and 3 up, 3 down goes Neshannock in the top of the 6th. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th when we return. 5-2 Neshannock leads on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
In workers' compensation, my clients are oftentimes not receiving their wage loss. They're not receiving their medical expenses. LGKG, they come to us so that we can put them in a position to pay their bills. If we're keeping our promises, our clients are getting the justice they deserve.
Whether you're hosting a big party, it's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game, the Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? Ask about the CR Brewing Company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget. Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu, or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553. The Crane Room Grill and CR Brewing Company, a winning combination.
To the bottom of the 6th inning we go. Mark Means alongside. I'm James Dotson. Mark, it is nice to get back into baseball season. Still a little chilly for my liking, but it's nice to be back here on the ball field.
Yeah, absolutely. Always look forward to an opportunity to be at a baseball game, and when it's a facility like this, it's an extra privilege.
Jack Critchfield Park, our venue for this doubleheader. Neshannock winning Game 1 in walk-off fashion. Might we have more theatrics in this one here? A 5-4 victory for Neshannock in the first game, and kind of a switch of fortunes, because in that game, Neshannock had 2 hits in the first inning, and then didn't have another hit until the walk-off hit at the end. Here's Shenango with only 1 hit in the ball game here today in game number 2. And 2 at-bats remaining, but watching a first pitch breaking ball in for strike 1 is the cleanup hitter, Tino Campoli.
It's not always about the number of hits you get, it's about when you get the hits, situational hitting.
Count even at 1-1, you're absolutely correct. And I mean, again, only those couple of hits, but taking advantage of the walks and errors in the first game, especially in that first inning where Neshannock scored 4 runs in the first. Breaking ball in there for strike 2. Count now 1-2 to Campoli. Reached on an error and scored a run back in his last at bat in the 4th inning. Fry delivers, off-speed pitch, and got Campoli out in front.
That was a big curveball. We've seen a couple of variations on his breaking ball, one with a little more bite to it, and that one had a bit more loop to the curveball and had him off on his front foot.
Fry, who pitched an inning and 2/3 of relief. 1 strikeout in that game, 2 strikeouts here, and there's your difference, Mark. Good breaking ball there. The 0-1 to Zach Herb. A walk and a strikeout in his plate appearances here in game number 2. 0 for 1 with a couple of walks in the first game. Off-speed pitch again, swung on and missed. Zach Herb, great nickname. Junkyard Dog, says Coach Kelly. Watches this one down and blocked away by Ringe. 2-2 now the count.
That makes me go to 1980s wrestling immediately as soon as I hear that. Not that I'm giving my age away or anything.
I'll wait till you hear this comment after this 2-2 pitch to Zach Herb. Fry delivers, misses inside, count runs full. Coach Kelly said he reminds him of a Brooks Robinson.
Wow.
High praise there on the payoff pitch. This one lifted towards shallow right field and is going to fall in for just the second hit of the game. Shenango with the one-out single from Herb. Braden Ziegler, a couple of ground outs. Does have an RBI to his name today, though. He'll step to the plate with one down. Bottom of the sixth inning. This one misses outside.
We saw Neshannock's bottom of the lineup come through big earlier in the game. We'll see if Shenango can do the same thing here late in the game.
And I wonder if we're going to have a pinch runner here. They used one last game. Zach Herb is the closer for this Shenango team. So not sure if they might try to substitute him out with the re-entry rule, get a pinch runner in there, and then they'll go and make sure he's ready, as D'Angelo on the other side in about the mid-80s in terms of pitch count. Didn't catch the number coming in there. I think it might have been number 5.
Yeah, it looked like a single digit, but we haven't been able to see him turn towards us yet.
Number 5 is Jason Malley, who was the designated hitter in the first game. So somebody who has certainly been on the base paths. I believe I left the binoculars in the other bag, so gotta get back used to being outdoors, not courtside. One misses outside. 2-0 now the count to the catcher, Ziegler. 10 ribbies a year ago. Mentioned he has the only RBI for Shenango here in this one. The 2-0 pitch taking off. Some speed there. Strike one called. Number 3 is the pinch runner. That's Nick Dando at first base. This one lifted towards center field. The freshman Kubelis barely has to move to make the catch for the second out.
Adam played perfectly right in his tracks to make that put out.
Brings up Adam Bryant, player who new to the team, says Coach. Didn't play last season, but has really worked hard to earn this starting job, says Coach Kelly. He watches the first pitch fastball catch the black on the outer half. For a first baseman, too, has great speed. This one misses downstairs, and coming on the left side of the box, I'm sure helps with that speed there, Mark.
Yeah, get a little bit of a head start coming from the left side of the box, getting your way down first base.
Way out in front of this one, though. Ball in the dirt, runner caught off the base, turn, and they're going to say, did he get him? Yes, he did. Ball in the dirt, and the pinch runner, Dando, got caught in no man's land and couldn't get under the tag. We've played 6. We'll head to the top of the 7th inning when we return. Neshannock leading by 3 on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
That was awesome.
To the top of the 7th inning we go. We thank our friends at the Trib Live High School Sports Network there. And the standout platform, if you haven't checked it out yet, make sure you do, because at the end of this game, we'll come up with a Maley Chiropractic play of the game. And the play of the game today could end up being featured on the Trib's standout platform. We thank our friends at Maley Chiropractic for keeping you in the game. Remember, all student athletes, just $25. That's all it is, and you get yourself an adjustment and all therapies necessary. MAHLE chiropractic.com. Let Maley Chiropractic keep you in the game. We're also going to have a LCAP Player of the Game award to give out, Mark, at the end of this one. Both players will receive a customized T-shirt, and I think we're going to say not just of the game, but probably the entire day, because when we were here to see most of the game, as we both had to come from our respective day activities, and then come out to the game. We caught the tail end of the first one. I'm glad we were able to get the video coverage for the 7th inning of that first game. So we'll make it a play of the day, not just a play of the game award for this one. I think we have a couple of pretty good nominees from Game 1 to go with. Top of the order is up for Neshannock, leading 5-2. Colton Schaefer grounds this one towards short, going to his left and grabbing it there is Kammerer. Throw across the diamond in plenty of time to retire the leadoff batter for the first out of the inning.
I'm so impressed by his footwork at shortstop. Slid in front of the ball, got himself balanced, got himself set before the ball got there, and made a nice strong throw across the diamond.
Pitcher Braden D'Angelo has gone the distance. That was pitch number 91 by our count. Unofficially. This one's chopped foul down the third baseline for J.R. Proston. Had a utility role, pinch hitter role throughout most of last year. Did have a .400 average and now jumps right into the two-hole batting this year. Breaking ball and quickly up 0-2. D'Angelo's been working ahead throughout most of this game. When you have a 100 pitch limit, that's exactly what you need to do.
Get ahead, get outs quickly, keep the pitch count down.
And then you can afford a couple of those waste pitches when you are working ahead like that.
He overthrew that pitch a little bit, didn't just quite follow through on his proper mechanics.
1-2 the count and breaking ball for strike 3. Third strikeout of the game. They've all come in the last, 5 batters. That'll bring Nate Wren to the plate, 2 for 3 in today's game. RBI single and a leadoff double in his 2 at-bats. That's pitch number 97 downstairs for ball 1. And as a pitcher, you're allowed to go over the 100 pitch threshold. You're allowed to continue, as we do have somebody warming up in the bullpen. This one chopped down the third baseline and corralled there by Herb, so it's not him, as Herb re-entered the contest. Couple arms loosening in the Neshannock bullpen. Saw Jacob Walzer earlier. And now it looks like number 21 maybe? That'd be the freshman Jake Rind. Not sure. We'll get confirmation on that one. 1-1 to count here to Nate Rind, and he rips this one for his 3rd hit in the game, and it's another one into the alley. Hard round. He's going to take a look, and he's going to try for 2. Throw coming in, but not in time. 3 for 4 with a pair of doubles for Nate Rind. The 2-out double, and Neshannock another runner in scoring position.
Did a nice job to wait back on that pitch and drive the baseball, and he's had himself a whale of the day at the plate.
Another courtesy runner. That's just going to be a new courtesy runner for the catcher. And, of course, going to blame Coach Q, as I don't have a 32 on the roster.
So we'll get the explanation to the Shenango coach to keep everybody on the same page of exactly what's going on.
DeAndre Alberico is number 32. Listed as 25 on our roster. So a uniform switch for the junior. He's now your courtesy runner. Grant Melder, the starting pitcher, now playing first base. 1 for 2 with an RBI single. Watches the first pitch down for ball 1, which means this will now be
the official last at bat. As D'Angelo now at 99 pitches. You know, we got Game Changer right in front of us. We could have looked at it right there, Mark. We're new to the Game Changer realm. Another breaking ball misses downstairs. But how nice is Game Changer? We're able to follow the first game as we're driving up, getting the automated play-by-play of the entire action there. It's incredible what everything has come to technologically advised. .2-0 off the end of the bat. Turf burner to the shortstop and a lot of spin on it. Camera unable to handle it.
And he made the right decision once he bobbled that baseball. Did not want to risk an errant throw, so he decided to just hold on to it.
With that means that we are going to have a Ponch's Insurance pitching change here. Is over the 100 pitch limit is D'Angelo. So expect that we'll see Zach Herb go back in there to throw to finish this one off. 5-2 your score line. 5-4 was the game final earlier there, Mark. A victory for Neshannock in walk-off fashion, and especially the way that this WPIAL schedule is set up with the weekly doubleheaders in section. If you can take 2 off of your defending section champion, defending WPIAL champion, and defending state runner-up, that's a huge win for Neshannock, especially when we talked about some of the injuries. You know, they're missing 2 or 3 of their top pitchers right now in tonight's game as well. If they can be able to pull this off, it would be a huge win for Coach Quilero and the Lancers.
I mean, and what momentum it gives the start of your season, too. You take on a team that gets to the state championship last year that has a lot of talent coming back. And it tells you not only, not only do we have a good squad, but we can compete with the best teams.
And they're not in the Trib Live top 5 to start the school year here, but you can think that with a pair of wins, if they are able to get the final 3 outs. Let's look ahead to the bottom of the 7th inning real quick. It is 7-8-9 due up. Bryant, Santangelo, and Hooks for Shenango. If Neshannock is able to get those final 3 outs and get the 2 victories today, that's just absolutely crucial. Great start to the year as you look ahead to next week, too. For Neshannock, it doesn't get any easier. You have the doubleheader against Riverside, always a powerful team with Coach Oleastro there. And then for Shenango, you got Aliquippa coming up next. Didn't get a chance to check out what their new official consecutive losses are, but you have both Summit Academy and Aliquippa in the section schedule. You're going to have that kind of off week. It just makes for a very crazy, interesting scenario all around when it comes to these doubleheaders. It was a lot of fun. First pitch in there, it's Andrew Fry, as my phone starts playing music in the pocket for some reason there. Mark, apologize there.
It happens. I've had that happen, unfortunately, as well.
You would have to be mine. Not sure anybody else I know who would be listening to Indy Racing, as we're going to have looks like a pinch runner coming in now. Should be Matt Pallarino, who's going to pinch run for Grant Melder.
When you look at the possibilities for Neshannock to start off, in league, in conference, in section, they were 5-5 last year. If you jump out at 2-0 to start the year, you've really set yourself up well.
And part of those was because they had to play 4 section games in a 5-day span down the stretch. Really hurt on the pitching end. There's a fake to third, throw to first, and again, that's why you need to have just quality pitching from top to bottom. Not just 2 or 3, but potentially 4, 5, 6 hurlers who can get the job done. I mean, you get any rainouts and you're in trouble. 0-1 the count here to Fry. He rips this one down the right field line, but it will drift foul. The count 0-2. Fry, who we expect to see back on the hill to try to finish out this game and get the rare 3-inning save.
And try to wait back on that pitch just couldn't quite hold back and out in front and ripped it foul.
No balls, 2 strikes, runners on the corners in the top of the 7th inning. There's the box steal, kind of getting caught in no man's land to throw to second base, and that's going to allow the run to score. Well executed, the freshman at first, the junior at third, and it's going to lead to the double steal for Neshannock. Insurance run makes it a 6-4 lead, and Coach Kelly none too pleased.
Yeah, well, you can go to the bench for a couple of courtesy runners and pull off that executed as well as it was, and it gives you an insurance run, a 4-run lead. You're now a grand slam from a tie. You put yourself in a good position.
I mean, defensively, Shenango didn't do too terribly of a job. I think what Coach Kelly's saying is that once you see that happen, as a pitcher, you're trained, get rid of the ball, get it to the second baseman, but at the same time, if you're Caden Cook, you got to be coming up into the line a little bit more quickly to try to receive the throw. Because as soon as the pitcher turns his back, it's all over. Herb on the 0-2, chopped right back to him. He'll step and fire it over the first base to end the inning. 1 run, a hit, an error. A runner left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Neshannock leading 6-2. Last chance time for the Cats when we return. It's the opener of the WPIAL baseball season here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
I think the key to any attorney-client relationship is trust. My father told me a long time ago, the definition of personal integrity is really simple. Do what you say you're going to do. At LGKG, we've been doing that for over 80 years.
Has your child's early education slowed down or even paused due to the pandemic? This is crucial time you can't get back. LCAP can keep your little learner on track for success. We have options for working and non-working parents with in-person childcare and age-appropriate virtual learning to keep them busy and engaged. Parents, don't hit pause on early learning. Lawrence County Community Action Partnership can jumpstart their future. Learn more at lcap.org.
Bottom of the 7th inning coming up. Neshannock leading Shenango 6-2 here at lcsportsnet.com. Glad you can join us, whether you're watching on Facebook Live, on YouTube, on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, or right on lcsportsnet.com. Glad you can join us. We've had a fun opener to this season. Neshannock trying to sweep the doubleheader here against the defending WPIAL champions, Mark. It's going to be 7-8-9 with now down by 4. If you're Shenango, what is it that you're saying as a coach going up for these final at-bats?
You know, it's focused at-bats. It's working counts into your favor to be able to, pick a pitch to drive. And it's one at-bat at a time.
Coach Larry Kelly, an assistant at Westminster College for a while, then ended up joining Coach Ralph Blundo, the Newcastle basketball staff, for the last 12 years as the 9th grade coach. He was out at Hershey, as were we, over the weekend, seeing the silver medalists at the state level. So a couple of silvers for Coach Kelly, both with the Shenango baseball team and now the Newcastle basketball team in the last 9 months. Bryant, Santangelo, and Hooks due up. Bryant watches ball 1 from Andrew Fry. Breaking ball also stays upstairs. So they're, seeing good pitches, seeing good counts.
And getting ahead on the count gives you a pitch to drive. And see if you can wait back on the big breaking ball.
This one catches the outside corner for strike 1. While we have a moment, also want to remind you that we'll have select pictures of today's games on our website, thanks to Something for Your Wall Photography. Check them out on Facebook. Lots of great images from today's game. That one, not an image that maybe you'll want to see, though those are sometimes the fun reaction shots, so not so fun for Bryant taking a hit by pitch here in the cold weather. But it does get the leadoff man on, Mark.
It's never one you want to take, especially when it's this cold. But rallies start by the simplest of things here in the last of the 7th.
And it's going to be a pinch hitter coming up here for Shenango, Jason Malley, who was the DH in the first game. So Malley to pinch hit now, and nearly took another one off the noggin. You're willing to take him at this point.
You're looking for base runners, however you can get them.
Upstairs for ball 2.
And Fry had an issue with control during his couple of warm-up tosses to begin this bottom of the inning, and that's carried over into gameplay so far.
Bryant running at first base, 2-0 the count. Make it 3-0. I wanted to mention that when Herb came back in to throw, closed out the first game for Shenango and did the same in game number 2. Fry, a similar scenario. I mean, you're talking about 2.5 hours between pitches. You know, he can cool down a lot, tighten up. He came in strong so far, but Wild here, and a 4-pitch walk puts the tying run in the on-deck circle. Now we're going to have both coaches calling for time. Coach Kelly looking to get a new runner out there at first base. And Coach Quilera is going to go out to the mound to have a conversation with Andrew Fry. It looks like we're going to have a new pitcher coming into the game, Jacob Walzer, coming out to the mound.
Well, this is where the strategy really comes in. You're down by 4. So it puts you in a situation where you don't want to bunt and give up an out just to advance 2 runners when you're down by 4. But it's something you still have to, have in the back of your mind that, well, they don't think we're going to bunt, so maybe we try to bunt and steal a base hit right here.
Yeah, it could. At this point, I mean, right now, all you care about is if you're in Neshannock, you want somebody that's just going to get in there and throw strikes. And talk about a gutsy move from Coach Quilera. This will be the first varsity inning for the junior Jacob Walzer. Trust him to go and try to throw strikes. We'll see how the defensive changes go. I believe Melder came out of the game. Fry is going to go back to first, so Walzer will enter in Melder's spot in the order, in the cleanup spot.
Well, this shows confidence when you haven't pitched at this level yet. You're playing a sectional rival. You've got a 4-run lead, and they're threatening with 2 on. It's going to give coach has got confidence in me. I can come in here, I can take the baseball, and I can get outs when we need them.
Adam Bryant is the runner at second base after he was hit by a pitch. Jason Malley at first base, but he has been pulled for a pinch runner. I believe it might. We'll have to take a look. We're not going to speculate. I'm about 0 for 3 on trying to guess which number was out on the base paths today. Grayson Hooks, the 9-hitter, will be coming to the plate. He's 1 for 2. And then the leadoff guy in the on-deck circle. And right now, Lively in the on-deck circle representing the potential tying run. I did hear Caden. Caden Cook is the runner at first base. First pitch drifts outside for ball 1. Walzer set, delivers. Another one missing outside. So quickly up 2-0 is the batter.
It's an interesting mechanic for Walzer. It's a little bit of a delay, almost a hitch in the delivery that really can throw the hitter's timing off.
This one right down Broadway for strike 1, 2-1 to count. Bryant at second, Cook at first. This one, though, slips out of the hand a little bit. 3-1 now the count. And last thing you want, if you're a Neshannock fan, is to put the tying run to the plate. Outside and high for ball 4. Bases full of Cats. And here comes Lively.
Now batting number 10, Hunter Lively.
You mentioned he's shown power in his career, and nothing more than love the opportunity to make up for an 0 for 3 game 2 with 3 strikeouts.
First pitch at the knees for strike 1. Good response from the junior, in his first appearance on a varsity mound. This one drifts away, though, even at 1-1. Yes, you mentioned the power, as the 9-hitter had a walk-off 3-run home run against Riverside in the section finale. Swings through this fastball, now 1-2 to count.
He's got a lot of run on that fastball, and he's been able, moved outside, but that time he kind of funneled it in and down.
The 1-2. Misses away. Count even, 2-2. Bryan at third, Malley at second, Hooks at first. The tying run lively at the plate. Swung on and missed. Walzer gets the K. One away.
Big first out with the bases loaded, and the breaking ball had just a little hook at the end, and he swung through it for the first out.
It kind of tails away from the lefties. Now his first chance to face a right-hander in Tyler Kammerer. Reached base twice, once on a hit batsman, once on an error. Breaking ball catches the inner half for strike one. More of a 12-6 action on the breaking ball there from Walzer. Strike two. Fastball in the outside corner, 0-2. And you give up a walk to load the bases, and he's commanded the zone since.
He definitely has. Got a big strikeout that gave him some confidence, and he's mixed his pitches well.
On the 0-2, high fastball lifted towards shallow right field. A lot of room over there giving chase, and it's going to fall right on the line, just out of the reach of Melder, who went out to right field. Everybody had the hold on the base pass, so everybody advances just 90 feet. But now the tying run on base and the winning run at the plate.
Now batting number 11, Brayden D'Angelo.
RBI single for Kammerer. Don't go anywhere yet, folks. Brayden D'Angelo, starting pitcher, now playing third base, watches strike one.
Got ahead with the off-speed pitch, breaking ball on the outside corner.
This one in the dirt, good block by Rind, keeping the runners where they are. Cook at third. Hooks at second. Kammerer at first. That one just outside as it tailed away. Walked twice. Scored a run. Walk here would be an RBI, but that one does catch the outer half. 2-2 now to count.
I like what we've seen from our home plate umpire here in game two. You know, without saying anything, he's telling you just a little off. He's set up, down. He's kind of giving you the zone all day.
2-2 pitch downstairs. Count runs full and nowhere to put him. Three balls, two strikes, one out. Payoff pitch, ground ball to the right side. Prosso will get it on two hops. Only plays to first. He'll get the out. Another run in on the RBI put out from D'Angelo, but now that moves the runners up. And you have the tying run in scoring position.
Well, that's the right play by the second baseman. You still have a two-run cushion. Don't need to make an extra throw where the ball might get away and more runs can come in. Take the out. You're only one out away from a victory.
So now open base at first. Cleanup hitter Tino Campoli to the plate. You don't want to walk and put the winning run on base, but how careful are you as a pitcher now with that open base?
Yeah, this might be a situation where, you know, you're going to stick with what you're most comfortable with. We may see an opportunity for some fastballs here and stay away from the breaking ball.
And I think Rin's going to go have a talk with his classmate, and
it's a smart move. You want to make sure you know, we've seen one cross-up already in the game. You don't want that to happen. And you've got, you know, the tying run at second base.
Walzer comes set, Campoli at the dish. First pitch misses away for a ball. Campoli 1 for 3 in the first game. 1 for 3 with a run scored in this one. Excuse me, 0 for 3. Reached on an error in his second at bat. This one catches the inside corner, evens the count at 1-1. 2 down, bottom of the 7th inning, tying run at second base. Jess misses downstairs. Really working the bottom of the zone though so far as Walzer.
Yeah, inside bottom of the zone. Doesn't want to get anything up where he has a chance to drive the baseball.
And he gets one up towards center field. Going back is Cabela's turning, running, and makes the catch to end the game. Walzer will get the save. Melder will get 2 wins in the day. Neshannock will get the sweep over the defending WPIAL champions. Your final score in this one, Neshannock 6, Shenango 4. We'll be back in a moment with the Tri-County Principals post-game show to recap it all when we return here from SRU. It's the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Cold winds blowing, temperatures dropping, and snow is beginning to fall. And then your furnace goes out. LCAP's LIHEAP Crisis Program is here to help. If your furnace is blowing cold air, not turning on, or not reaching the desired temperature, help is right around the corner, whether it needs fixed or replaced. For information, call the Department of Healthy Homes at 724-656-0090. LCAP's Healthy Home programs are the key to safer living.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapies necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between, let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
That was awesome.
It's the Tri-County Principals postgame show here in the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. A sweep for Neshannock. Final scores of 5-4 and 6-4. The Lancers 2-0 to start the year with the sweep over the defending champion, Shenango Wildcats. I'm James Dotson alongside Mark Means. Fun way to start the year, Mark, to say the very least, and a big tip of the cap to Neshannock for taking down Shenango in these 2 games to start the year. Very impressive.
Yeah, a lot of pressure when you know that a team like Shenango you have to face to start the section out. And, they were able to find a way, and that's all what it's always been about baseball. It doesn't have to be pretty, but if you find a way to get the win, that's what matters most.
Runners left on base there to end the game. That was a tying run in scoring position. But Neshannock in this game jumped early, got a run in the second and 4 in the third inning. 4 runs on 5 hits, got a help from a couple of errors and a walk in that inning, and really broke the game open in the third. And then how big is that insurance run now in that top of the 7th inning?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's one of those where you always want to tack on when you have the opportunity, because in baseball, you never know what's going to happen, and you may end up needing that run. I talked about, a grand slam for a tie, But that run turned out to be big.
Let's get into a couple of our post-game awards here. We'll start with our Mainly Chiropractic play of the game. Well, that's going to give it to a play in Game 1 because it was just that spectacular. Freshman Jake Wren made a backhanded stab at third base, and it was a play that, you struggle to see seniors or college players make this play, Mark.
Yeah, and it's
what a great play at the end, and we're talking off the air, the instinct that it takes, and that's impressive from a freshman to go and track that one down.
It was. It was all about the route. He ran to the spot. He had his glove in good position and made the play. It was shoulder high. He made the catch when he had to, and that's two freshmen making big plays with the glove when they had to.
Our Mainly Chiropractic play of the game, and for that play at third base, Jake Wren will receive a customized T-shirt courtesy of Mainly Chiropractic in recognition of tonight's play of the game. You can view all of our plays of the game online at lcsportsnet.com. Congrats again, Jake Wren, our Mainly Chiropractic play of the game. Let Mainly Chiropractic keep you in the game. And we're going to let Mark Means have a little fun here, so we're going to give our LCAP Player of the Game award, going 3 for 4 with a pair of doubles and an RBI. Nate Wren, the catcher, really sparking the offense today for Neshannock.
The Lawrence County Community Action Partnership is proud to present the Player of the Game. LCAP and the Lawrence County SportsNet are proud to honor Nate Wren for tonight's Player of the Game. Nate will receive a customized T-shirt courtesy of the Red Zone in recognition of being named tonight's Player of the Game. To view the full list of this year's Player of the Games, go to lcsportsnet.com and click on Player of the Game. Congratulations to Nate for being named tonight's LCAP Player of the Game. LCAP, changing lives.
Well done, Mr. Means. Your winning pitcher tonight. How about that? You get 2 wins in one day for Grant Melder. 2-0 on the day. He has 3 strikeouts and 3 walks. No earned runs in either of the 2 games for Melder. The losing pitcher, is the starting pitcher Braden D'Angelo. 6-0 last year, but 0-1 to start the year. This year, D'Angelo, who went 6 2/3. And the save goes to Jacob Walzer in his first time on the mound in a varsity game. Walked the first guy, but was able to bear him down after that and retire 2 of the next 3 to get out of the jam with the winning run or the tying run, on second base.
And I think the strikeout was key after the walk. Not only did his command improved after that, but I think the confidence improved. You get that first out, kind of exhale, and then just get back on the mound and battle.
Well, how about wrap it up here from Slippery Rock? Again, 6-4 victory for Neshannock, 5-4 in the first game. Real quick, final thought from Mark Means.
It's high-quality baseball by 2 very good baseball teams. Shenango's going to win a lot of games this year. They're a veteran team. And Neshannock, huge 2 wins to start off this season, and keyed by a lot of young players. So the future is now, and the future is bright for this team as well.
6 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors, 4 left on base for Neshannock. 4 runs, 3 errors, 4 runs, 3 hits, 4 errors, and 6 officially left on for Shenango. Thanks to Rachel Bowen coming skipping class. I hope not. Better not be skipping class. Just from down up the road here at Slippery Rock University, coming and running the cameras for us. Thanks to Mark Means. Welcome aboard. Great start. We'll have plenty more coming your way. Stay tuned at lcsportsnet.com. Big shout out to everyone here at LC Sportsnet, our proud list of sponsors for everything they do for us. Mainly Chiropractic, LGKG, the Red Zone, the Crane Room Grill, the Pontius Insurance, the Tri-County Principals Association, Something for Your Wolf Photography, and our powering sponsor, the Lawrence County Community Action Partnership. Rachel running the cameras for Mark Means. I'm James Dotson saying see you next time. We'll be on the air Friday for esports and back on the diamond come next week at lcsportsnet.com. And final one last time, Neshannock with the sweep, 5-4 and 6-4 here at lcsportsnet.com, powered by LCAP. Have a great night, everyone.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.